P. B. J. Tonight's a special night as we remember a true legend in Chicago dining. Boiler Room, Logan Square, closed after 12 years right around Thanksgiving 2022. I visited twice and I wanted to stop somewhere to have a few drinks and a bite to eat. And when you talk about a few drinks and a bite to eat, you couldn't engineer a better combination than what we have here tonight. I have my receipt from my first visit in November 2019 at $10 a shot, for a shot, and a beer, and a pretty large slice of, I'd say far above average, exceptionally good pizza. And in both of my visits, I managed 3 of these combos, aka the PB&J. So here we are now, a couple months after closing, and I've been putting off doing this video. For someone that had only been there twice, my visits were memorable, and finally, here we are tonight. Cheers to Boiler Room. Jameson is made for drinking out of the bottle, I've determined. There's something a little bit trashy about Jameson, and I say that with someone who has spit into a tube for Ancestry.com and found that I have a large amount of Irish ancestry. We're keeping with tradition. I did pick up this for $8 extra instead of beer aged in a whiskey barrel, which has been done for some time. How about whiskey aged in a beer barrel? Nastrovia to everyone watching and to Boiler Room and its patrons. A bow tie is a very appropriate glass for a shite beer like PBR. Kind of a different style, but it's my pizza choice is Nick and Bruno's here locally in Franklin Park. I was nervous. I had to make the special request that they pie cut this pizza. Of course, local pizza here is going to be square cut, as it should be. Let's be honest. It's the right way, the only way. And I was concerned that they would not notice or fulfill my request, which would certainly make this video a bit odd if I had to eat like 3 or 4 squares of pizza for every PB&J. Both of my visits to Boiler Room were really awesome, and they were both in the pre-COVID era. The second visit was at the last day of February in 2020, and I know it was right around St. Patrick's Day when all restaurants and bars were closed in the beginning of the lockdown. So I was lucky. I got in there just before things changed in a hurry. But that's about all for this PB&J. I'll be back in a moment for number 2 and more discussions on a legendary Chicago hunt. Round 2. Nastrovia. So my first visit, November 2019, I was in the Loop doing a paid market research deal. It was on Hillshire Farms, little like charcuterie snack thing, and they wanted to know my opinion of the brand and my opinion of some advertising, but they paid me like $100, $150, and I had to head back west towards home. I walked into the Logan Square library. Library is a good place to kill time. I wandered around and I pulled a book off the shelf. I have not read any other Hunter Thompson books. I came across that and I said, you know, you always hear about this guy. I think tonight's the night to check him out. Anyways, I sat in the library. I ended up reading the whole book. I asked my brother for advice. What's a good spot in the area? And he said, go to Boiler Room. So I've got some other content that it's been sitting here in my photo archive for years. Just a couple quick snaps of the train. Of course, the California L station is directly across the street. Doesn't get any more convenient than that. So I eventually jumped on the L at California, and I ended up getting off at Belmont so I could get on the Belmont bus, which would take me much closer to home. Nick and Bruno's has been my go-to for a long time. Slightly breadier pie. It is not crisp per se. It's not saying it's floppy, but it's not cracker thin or anything like that. Cheese is fairly heavy. The sauce becomes the star. It's a bit tangy. Drinking and eating is a very careful science of a few variables, and at this moment I'm looking at that pizza and thinking I want another slice. That's the criteria for tonight. That's the criteria of the PB&J, that you get 111 and 111 and 111 and so on. So again, I toast the owners, patrons, and fanatics of Boiler Room Chicago. My last visit to Boiler Room, February 28th, 2020. Again, I was downtown, took the Metro into the Loop to the Chicago Cultural Center to see a documentary about Dusty Groove, the record store. But it's really a documentary about record collecting in general. It was a really cool documentary, and then afterwards they had a Q&A with some of the people in the documentary. Jump on a blue line, get off of California, walk across the street. The next thing you know, you get a J-Mo. Yeah, Nastrovia. Took a couple shots around Logan Square and the Loop, which you can see here. And I don't know, because this time I didn't save the receipt. I've got my one quick snap here that I took at the bar. The interesting phenomenon that I'm recognizing now is that when you're in the bar and you go, give me a PB&J, you get shot, beer, pizza, you eat the pizza, you drink the drinks. If you want another triplet, you go for it. I have the whole pizza sitting in front of me right now. But the impulse to have just an additional slice, is that so wrong? Is that so wrong? The impulse is there. I'm controlling myself, that's not necessary. Very effervescent beer, a perfect pour here in this old bow tie. And you can see me through the glass there, I hope. Looks like a cartoon slice of pizza, doesn't it? Well, that's about all she wrote, folks. One more bow tie. 3 PB&Js is enough for me. I hope this video has served as a fitting tribute to our true Chicago institution and Northside institution, where food and drink was bountiful, and in a manner that's engineered for a certain type of glutton, which I am. Cheers to Boiler Room. Cheers to gluttons. Nastrovia.